From the #1 station, this is a story about love. A love story.
I would say these have to be ready, but I tell you what, I'm gonna kind of let one cool. Must be ready. Didn't we put turmeric in that one?
I don't know.
No.
Good.
You know, honestly, I think I wasn't as shocked going as I was coming back. I don't know. It's coming back to the States was more shocking to me. 2 cups. My husband and I, we were in college, and of course the Peace Corps people came to the college to see if anybody wanted to join, and we did. I'm just gonna sprinkle a little garlic powder in. We went to Jamaica first, and we were there 2.5 years, and then we decided that we couldn't handle the cultural shock of coming back to the United States. So then we said, send us somewhere again, and they sent us to Tonga. We had training for the whole day, and then we were set free out in the country, which was probably the most frightening because, we had to find our own housing, find our own jobs in the country. They didn't just assign us, to a place. We just sort of had to go to the different, my husband taught auto mechanics to young men, and I taught school to children that were handicapped. So that was probably the most emotional because you get so attached to these kids. And in Jamaica, there were they would just drop them off at these schools to take care of them, and they never showed up again. On this one time, I got to work with a girl. I kind of felt like Helen Keller because there was this wealthy family, and they had a little girl who couldn't talk, couldn't feed herself. She was microcephalic, a small brain, And so they asked me if I would work with her, and I did. And she was really tough because, she was angry when you try to make her feed herself. She'd throw her food down, and she bit me one time. She bit me really hard on the leg, and so I thought, well, she's got to learn not to bite me. So I bit her back, but I didn't draw blood or anything. But I just let her know that hurt because she didn't really know. But by the end of 2 or 3 months, she was feeding herself and dressing herself, which she had never done before. It made me feel good because, we accomplished something, we together, just she and I. The parents weren't there, the maid wasn't there that did everything for her. So just to let her know that she was capable, of doing simple things. One way that the Jamaicans would make money, they would sell their little Jamaican patties that were made with goat there. Well, I did have them pretty much every day. Because they were so good, and just a good meaty curry dish, I don't know. And it was cheap and plentiful, and they were probably less than $1 a piece, probably 50 cents. I think they probably were 50 cents back in that was in 1974, 75. They had these little bakery shops everywhere in Jamaica, and I just loved them. But yeah, that was my inspiration to make a little business myself when I came back to the States, to make these patties and sell them. And then when I had children, it was a good way to have them eat vegetables, stuff in the carrots and celery inside the meat when they couldn't even see it. So I think I started making them, and friends, really started liking them and wanted me to make them for them, offering to pay for them. And I was missing them, so I had to learn how to make them. And then friends, neighbors would, I would give some to them, and then they started, ordering them from me to have in their freezer for their kids. Or I got offered to cook food for a big group of people, 110 ladies luncheon, and I got some other my ladies that were in that same group to help me, and that's what got the whole catering business going, and then later, evolved into a couple restaurants. I used to.
Beyond Jamaica.
I think my kids would describe me as a fair mother. I think where I would listen to them, and I never believed in me just being the authoritarian all the time. My ex used to say that you know, you can't be friends with your kids. And I disagreed with that. You know, I said, you know, you can be tough, but you can also be friends.